Hello everybody, today we're going to be doing another Will I Buy It video. This is a weekly thing here on my channel. We basically talk about new makeup releases in these videos and I tell you guys whether or not I want certain things and why. This is inspired by Samantha March's series of the same name. She is another YouTube creator that created this series and her Will I Buy It videos go up every Wednesday I believe and mine go up every Sunday or Monday or Tuesday. Depends on if I have my life together or not. But yeah, I basically love doing these videos, and if you're also new to my channel and you don't know who I am, well, let me just introduce myself to you. My name is Anya. I love caffeine, clearly, and I also publish makeup videos here on YouTube. So my videos range from will I buys such as these to videos talking about consumerism, talking about the makeup industry. I personally love doing colorful makeup looks, and I integrate that a lot into my channel. I also love doing like little reviews every now and then. So my videos are basically a mishmash of all things makeup and beauty related. So if you're ever interested in seeing any of that, my channel is always there. I'll put it on the screen so you can kind of see what my videos are all about. And if you're also interested in seeing even more of me, because why would you not be? Jeez Louise, Anya. I also have a makeup Instagram, and on that account, I publish makeup photos of looks like this one, and I also do makeup tutorials. Dose of Colors is actually coming out with some lip sets. Some of their best sellers when it comes to their lip products would be their Truffle and Stone liquid lipstick shades, and they are coming out with curated sets that are catered around those shades. So each set will include one liquid matte lipstick, one Stay Glossy lip gloss, one velvet mousse lipstick, and one lip liner. Have I tried anything from Dose of Colors ever? I think I've tried their eyeshadow palette, like one eyeshadow palette from them. I've never tried any of their lip products, I don't think. So honestly, okay, these are nudes, okay? I love me a good nude. I'm currently wearing a nude. It's beautiful. I love living the nude life. But do I need any more nudes to add to my collection? Really? Not really. Like, I don't. So this is definitely not something that I will be getting personally. These are $39. I personally think that that's a fantastic deal. It's a great bargain because you're getting 4 lip products for $39. So arguably you're getting 4 lip products for $40, but it looks like everything is in full size. So I think that's a good deal. If you are interested in maybe like getting one of these, it's probably going to be a great buy. But am I interested in getting this? No. Makeup Geek is a brand that has been around for a very long time, and they have recently done their redesign and they are bringing out some new eyeshadows. Now, back in the day, they used to be like the very budget-friendly eyeshadow alternative. You could get their singles, and they usually came in round pans for about $5. They had some finishes that came in pans that were priced at $10, but Makeup Geek was considered to be the budget-friendly alternative to makeup, and I personally do own quite a few of Makeup Geek's shadows. Honestly, I no longer use them, mostly because a lot of them are neutrals, because back then I was super into neutrals. There are a few formulas that I still like from them, but I mean, it's been a while since I've reached for those shadows. However, they have come out with this rebrand, and they are launching a whole bunch of new shadows. Clearly, these are very different. They have square pans instead of circular pans, and they have them divided into quite a few different sets. So you can get these individually, by the way, which I'll talk about in a bit, but the thing that they're really promoting would be their matrix system. This is basically supposed to be a selection of different tones, different gradients of shadows, and you have a neutral version of this set, and then you have a more colorful version of the set. These large palettes comprised of singles are called the Matrix System. So you have the Matrix System Neutral Palette with 28 matte eyeshadows, and then the Matrix System Color Palette with 7 foiled eyeshadows and 21 matte eyeshadows. So each one of these sets is retailing for about $125, which is a ton of money. That is a lot of money. Even though you're getting 28 shadows, it is still quite a bit of money. You also can get both of these for the price of $219.99, so basically $220. If you're not willing to spend that amount of money, you can get some curated sets of 9-pan eyeshadow palettes for the price of $33 each. So these are curated color schemes designed for different tones and eye colors. So those are again $33. You can also get a 4-pan mini palette for about $15, and they have a variety of different shade options there as well. However, if you want to go the budget-friendly route, you can get individual eyeshadows for $5.49. You can get the magnetic palette, the larger one, for $10. You can get a mini magnetic palette with clear cover for $5, and they're also launching some 3D false lashes for $11 and false lashes for $8. I do think that there are some very visible pros and cons to this launch. Something that's nice about this launch is that obviously it looks like these color stories were very well thought out. I like that attention to detail. I also like how they've broken up these individual shadows into options. If you want to get the larger size, you can do that. If you want to get individuals, you can also do that. What I don't like is the pricing. I think Makeup Geek's image at one point was, like I said before, that they were the budget-friendly alternative to all the other brands that were present on the market, because back in the day, we didn't necessarily have as many options for really quality makeup, and you didn't have a lot of brand options for single shadows. So for Makeup Geek, putting out $5 pans of single shadow was really, really great for them and for people who wanted to buy those shadows, because at the time it was super budget friendly. However, coming out with a 28 pan quote unquote palette for about more than $100 is a lot. It's kind of like, it's pretty much Natasha Denona pricing, and yes, you are essentially getting more shadows for the price, but still it is quite reminiscent to me of Natasha Denona pricing, which is something that I can't necessarily get behind. There's a reason why you've never seen Natasha Denona featured on this channel, because I'm not interested in paying so much for makeup. If you're interested in paying so much, that is totally fine, but I'm not that type of customer. So that brings me to my next point. I'm more interested in maybe getting 2, 3, maybe even 4 single pans of eyeshadow from this launch than getting any more pans. Okay, moving on though, I do want to talk about another collaboration, this time with Netflix and the TV show Sabrina and NYX Cosmetics. So, this collaboration will be consisting of a Sabrina spell book face palette with 30 eyeshadows and 3 pressed face powders, 3 Sabrina lip duos for $14 each. And these names are kind of interesting. Like, for example, these lip duos have names such as Half Witch, Fright Club, and Weird Sisters. I'll be honest though, not getting this. I actually don't watch a lot of TV shows, and I've never seen Sabrina. And my sister really likes Sabrina, I think. I'm not sure. I've seen her watch it, but like, she herself admits to watching a lot of shows that she sometimes really doesn't like. I have absolutely no interest in this show and no interest in this collaboration. This spell book format is mildly interesting, but is it interesting enough for me to actually get it? No. And I actually tend to stay away from face and eye palettes because I really don't like merging the two together. I prefer to have a specialized face palette, or no, rather, I prefer to have a specialized eye palette and then have like single pans of my face products rather than just like meshing all those together. So I will not be getting this. I'm just not interested in this. The Balm is coming out with some liquid eyeshadows. These are going to be buildable and blendable liquid eyeshadows infused with Juicy Sparkle Liquid. And these are supposed to be long wearing and $14 each. Now, right off the bat, I'm not interested in these because these are very neutral shades in my personal opinion. So yeah, I'm not interested in that. I have really been interested though in just liquid eyeshadows in general. I've really been super into like experimenting with that kind of format. So I've been buying a lot of liquid eyeshadows. And I have been testing them out, and I will be reviewing them for you in upcoming videos. But am I interested in this? No, because these are super neutral, and I mean, at this point, I feel like I have liquid shadow overload in my collection. If we're being completely honest, I have a little bit too many to get through, so I'm going to try to like maybe slow down. And anyway, I probably wouldn't get this at all because these are, like I said, neutrals. Let's talk about Bare Minerals. Now, they're coming out with the Beauty of Nature collection. inspired by blooming tropical hues and natural textures. So this collection will include the Gen Nude Blush for $24. They have two shades of that. The Mineralist Hydra Smoothing Lipstick, which is a hydrating vegan lipstick for $20. An eyeshadow palette called Natural Oasis for $29. A glow balm for $25 that is supposed to be a sheer illuminating balm that adds natural luminosity to cheeks, eyes, and lips, and also eyeliner for $17. Bare Minerals, for some reason, well, for several reasons, is not necessarily a brand that I consider to be like super interesting, and I understand that a lot of people really like them, especially for their complexion products, but I personally, like, it's been a while since I've been interested in Bare Minerals, and I don't think I even own anything from Bare Minerals in the first place. So yeah, I'm not interested in this. Pinky Rose Cosmetics is coming out with two different palettes. One is called the Sunflower Palette, and the other is called the Luscious Plum Palette. Both of these palettes include 10 regularly sized shades and one larger pan, which is supposed to be for the transition shade. This kind of palette design is not something that I necessarily find myself drawn to because I don't typically use a transition tone in my crease. I typically go for like a super bright shade in my crease because that's what I tend to like doing, like right off the bat. So this is not necessarily something that appeals to me. However, I do like how they have two versions of a similar palette. You have something in here for somebody who might be interested in more neutral tones, and then you have a really well curated palette for somebody who's interested in more color. I just don't think that these palettes necessarily speak to me, so therefore I will not be getting these. There are individual shades in both of these palettes that I really do like. Naturally, I feel like if I could just like pick apart these palettes and make my own little custom palette, then of course I'd want it. But yeah, I will not be getting this. These are available for $22 though. I personally find myself more drawn to the more plum one, which is the Luscious Plum one, of course. But am I interested in getting either of these? Not necessarily. Moving on though, I would like to talk about Fenty Beauty. They're coming out with a few little launches. They have a What It Do Makeup Profession Spray for $30, which is supposed to be a hydrating mist that can be used under makeup for foundation prep or over makeup to revitalize and refresh skin throughout the day. They also have a few new shades of their Gloss Bomb for $19. They have a limited edition of full-size plush matte lipsticks for $39 as well. Now, okay, I want to break this down and talk about the setting mist first off. I probably have an unpopular opinion about setting mists at the moment. I used to really like using them a lot, but now I just don't like them. I feel like they're, in so many cases, really just overpriced bottles of water, essentially, that you could just spray on your face or glycerin. So I am not interested in makeup mists. Also, this is $30. I'm not interested in buying a bottle of liquid to spray on my face for $30. Also, the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bombs. I actually find myself really drawn to these. I specifically really like that pink and clear shade. And then when it comes to the actual lipsticks, I'm not necessarily interested in getting these lipsticks. Moving on though, let's talk about this launch from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So they have finally come out with the third mini Norvina eyeshadow palette, the Mini Pro Pigment Volume 3 palette. This is retailing for $29 and this comes with 9 shades. So this is supposed to be a cherry themed palette, very fitting for Valentine's Day, and I actually like sort of like this color scheme, but then again, I kind of like, I don't know, it kind of looks a little bit jumbled to me. But at the same time, these are colors that not a lot of brands tend to pair together that often, and I don't know. I'm kind of torn. If I'm being honest, I can probably dupe nearly every single shade in this palette with shades from my existing collection, so this is going to be a pass. Natasha Denona is launching a love palette for Valentine's Day, so this is pretty much it right here. I think Natasha Denona's strength really lies in really picking amazing color schemes that seem to be really appealing across the board. I personally have never really seen a Natasha Denona palette that I've just like zeroed in on and absolutely wanted more than anything, but that's just my preference. But I think that the nice thing about Natasha Denona is that she comes out with really well curated color schemes to suit so many people's preferences and interests and just ideas of what makeup should be, and I think that's great. Do I want this though myself? No, not really. I do think that this is a really interesting iteration of a neutral palette that has a rosy Valentine's Day love theme. I like that about it. Do I want it though? No, I do not. Though they also have a cheek palette for $55. The eye palette, by the way, was $65, and the cheek palette is $55. I'm not interested in this. I have been trying to get myself to go for blushes lately, and I've kind of given up because I've just found that blushes are not necessarily something that I want to implement in my makeup routine right now. And that might be an unpopular opinion because I understand a lot of people love blushes, but I personally don't necessarily like a lot of rosy tones on my cheeks. I prefer to have a very bronzed look, and therefore these shades are not shades that I necessarily find appealing. That is the end of this anti-haul. I'm sorry, will I buy it? Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video and found it interesting. If you're interested in any of these items, let me know your thoughts down below. I'm curious to know your opinions. And with that, I hope I'll see you in tomorrow's video. I'm not sure if I mentioned this already in this video or not, but I'm sort of thinking of going back to posting uploads on a daily basis. I really enjoyed it while I was doing it because I actually used to publish videos every day at some point, but I just stopped doing it because it was getting a little bit impossible. But I'm kind of thinking of going back because I really enjoyed that, and I think that it's a really great way to connect more with you guys a little bit, to post every day. I really enjoyed it while I was doing it, and I might go back to doing it, so we'll see. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in tomorrow's video. Bye, guys.